Hi, welcome back to Finally Revealed. In this episode, we're joined by Mariah Seifert, who is a professional photographer. Hi, Mariah.
Hello.
Thank you for joining us. And in this episode, we want to talk about choosing your wedding photographer. And being a professional wedding photographer, Mariah has some tips for us to help us get the person that's the best for us for our event. Okay, so how do we do it?
Just going in and making sure you know your style as a person and what you want them to look like, I think is important.
And how would I describe my style?
So I guess just starting with like your personality, like if you're like a serious person, maybe you're like, you don't want as many photos, or you just want to, like, if you're shy or something. And then if you're playful, keep it playful and not get, pushing you to be serious to the point where it gets awkward or like you look uncomfortable.
Okay.
And then kind of like, you like outdoors. Do you like nature? Do you like industrial, urban, things like that?
Great. Okay. And how about price? Is that something that should be brought up right up front if it's a concern?
Yeah, if it's a concern, if you're someone that doesn't have to worry about price and you just, you can be like, okay, I love it, like, I'll book you. But if price is important, you should ask about it. Just so that also you should be upfront with your price, because you wouldn't want to lead a photographer on to where they're not booking other dates too because you're on the fence or something.
Okay. And should you ask about how the money should be paid, if it's a deposit up front and then over time?
I think that's important because a lot of things, you will have your deposit. And then depending on, what other things come with it, like say you cancel, like you don't get your deposit back or something, or the wedding gets canceled, you still don't get your deposit back or things like that. Just asking to make sure, what their policy is on refunds, or if you had to move your date or something.
Oh, okay. And then that comes next to scheduling. Should you first even see if they're even available at the time that you are? Or as a photographer, choosing your photographer, should that maybe come before your date?
I think your date should come first, just because you can't have your photographers on like a random date. You just have to.
And then once you do have the date with someone that you're deciding on whether or not you want to choose them to be your photographer, is it okay to ask them, can you tell me what your typical wedding day plan is, so that you know if they're on time and how much time things take, so that everything else can be planned.
Yeah, and I think that comes with having a good photographer that's done this a lot. They can tell you, like, so normally people start getting ready at this time, and this leads into this, and you do first looks with your parents or with your groom beforehand, how long a cocktail hour could be, how, like, if we have a time frame to get pictures done, is it long enough, things like that.
Okay, great. And then how can you judge how the photographer is going to be for your wedding based on what they've done before?
I think
for other people?
Yeah, I think, usually people are pretty honest with their reviews of wedding photographers, because, if they didn't like it, they're going to rant, and if they did, they're going to, like, rave about it. So it's like, I think for someone who's consistent, that has a consistent and strong work ethic.
Okay, and is that best to be looking for them like on their website, or calling people, or asking to see pictures that they've done for other weddings, or what is the best way to check them out?
All those things are good, like starting by like looking at websites and then maybe inquiring them and being like, hey, this is kind of the idea for the day, what are your prices, could we meet up? I think meeting in person is important. If you do know some people, you could reach out to other people that use them as wedding photographers, but all those things are a good way to get to know them.
Perfect. Thanks so much, Mariah.
Yeah, of course.
This is very helpful. If this was helpful to you, give us a thumbs up, leave any comments that you have below, subscribe to see the other videos, and come back and see us next time. Thanks for watching.